Hi, I'm Randall, and in this tutorial, I'd like to give you a tour of the website, understanding what features and activities are available and where to begin. So I'm going to start right from the main page, and I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. This part right here, videos for first-time users, I think will be very important for many to understand the different features. Many times people ask me, where do I begin? How do I start? What do I need to do? And those are great tutorials to begin with. Then I have my easy, intermediate, and difficult activities. I'll talk more about those a little bit later. And then my basic listening quizzes, listening for academic purposes, and my culture videos. So those are kind of organized by categories. But let me go back up to the top, and we'll just start with the main menus. I think that's a great place to start. And keep in mind that over time, some of the menus might change. Some of the things that I list in each menu might change a little bit, but I think this will give you just an overall view. And so if I look at under listening activities, I have them organized by easy, intermediate, and difficult. And when I say easy, with the easy ones, they're basically for high beginners. So let me go ahead and click on the easy just to give you an overview. What it will do is then it will list the listening activities that are available. Most of these will be dealing with everyday language. For example, let's say a day at school, which is one of my favorites, or hotel reservations. In a different tutorial, I will be actually leading through an actual activity. Then I go to intermediate and difficult. They are organized in very similar ways. The basic English quizzes, if I go to this particular page, are designed for even easier listening activities. People who are just starting out, and I think that would be a great place for anyone to begin. Next, I want to go on to the academic listing. And the academic listing activities are in some cases a little bit longer. They deal with a variety of different topics. If I scroll down here, blood donations, college scholarships, making money, cancer treatment, TV news report. So they're a little bit longer than the others, and they're designed for academic listening a little bit more. I have my English culture video series. And in this, these videos, generally under a minute long, deal with a variety of different topics. They're organized in alphabetical order, but they introduce people to different topics on language learning, on culture, on society. They've been really fun to create. Also, I have my vocabulary lessons. And you might ask, well, how are those connected to language learning and listening? Well, what I've done is I found that many students have problems with actually pronunciation and problems with pronouncing words or not being able to understand them. So under my ESL vocabulary lessons, let's click on plane travel. In this particular case, I have a list of vocabulary. Students can listen to the vocabulary and then take a short quiz at the bottom. Next under the menu is Randall's favorites, and many people have asked me over the years, what are some of my favorite activities on my website? Well, I've organized them in different ways. Number one, what I found is that many commercially prepared materials do not have children's voices, and so I have a wide selection of listening activities with children's voices. In most cases, they're completely unscripted. Next, I have conversations that have made me laugh over the years, conversations that are of a serious nature, for example, suicide prevention or smoking or texting and driving, and then conversations that are just silly, and my earliest conversations as well. So these are some of my favorites if you're interested. Let's go back up to the main menu, and then under Self-Study Guide, this is a really important part of my website, and what I feel is that many people have told me, I'm not sure where to begin on your website, or I'm looking for a particular activity. Well, in this particular case, I've organized the activities by topic. So rather than being by level, I've organized them by theme. So if you click on the arrow right here, it will open up and it will show you the different activities based on meeting people. Work, shopping in the community. You click on that and it will open up and it will show you the different activities. But not only do these activities come from my main website, but they also come from some of my other websites that are deal with listening too. So the self-study guide is a great place to learn more. And then finally, under this menu is the ESL Study Handouts. And I've created a variety of handouts that teachers can use to inform students of my websites. I have a self-grading sheet. If students want to keep track of their scores or learning progress, I have some of those as well. On the next menu is about ESL Lab, and sometimes people are wanting to know, well, who is Randall? And so if you click on Who is Randall, it will actually take you to a web page that'll introduce me, so you can know a little bit more about my background, our team, and our team mainly is composed of a family that have assisted the website over the years. The other thing is frequently asked questions. Many times people write me questions regarding my website or language learning and so forth. And so if you go under the frequently asked questions page and you just click on a question, it will open up and explain a little bit more about my website, its background, and so forth. A really good place to begin before you send me an email. Next thing is terms of use, how to use the website, how do you use it most effectively, what are there any limitations to that, and so forth. The next one is speaking events, and over the last many years I've given presentations around the world, teaching, training, workshops, and so forth. So if you're interested in my past experience, if you're interested in inviting me to a particular conference to speak or to your organization, I'd be happy to do so and consider that. Next is advertise. Sometimes people ask how I support my website, and over the last 20 plus years, I've never asked for students to pay through some type of subscription service. All of my support to my website comes from advertising. So if you're a particular company that would like to advertise on my website, you feel free to contact me with details. Again, I don't actively seek out donations from individual students and so forth. I want to, and for the past 20 plus years, I've wanted to make my website free to all users. And so advertising is one of the ways that I support it. And the last thing is buy ESL Lab content. This is specifically for web page developers or companies or schools who see a conversation on my website and say, hey, I'd like to use that conversation in a test we're designing, and so forth. Or, hey, I'd like to use some of your content in an app I'm creating. Well, I do sell the rights to use some of that content depending on the situation, so feel free to contact me. The last is the help menu. First of all, I have a link to first-time users. If you've never used my website or are new to the website and its design, then I would encourage you to look there. Basic audio video help, my blog that might help keep you updated on any activities or new developments on the website. Tips for teachers. I have a web page that will actually describe how teachers can actually use the website in their own classes, giving you some ideas and ways to use it more effectively. And the last thing is contact. If you've looked at the tutorials, if you looked at the help, if you have read over the frequently asked questions and you still don't understand, then feel free to contact me. So that is a short overview of the different sections of my website.